did it. I made the Snow White Evil Queen cosplay, and I did it all on my own. I'm very proud of this project. I was super excited to start it, and it all started because I kept looking at the promos and all the images from the movie, and the crown was like making eye contact with me every single picture, every single video, every single post. And I was like, I need to make that to go to the movies wearing this beautiful crown. And everybody's always messaging me like, are you gonna do the makeup? Are you gonna turn into the evil queen? You know, Gal's my sister from another mister, so it's like, you know, I get asked a lot to do things sometimes that she's in, but I wasn't going to, like, I was like, I want to see the movie. I'm very excited about this film, but then it got me. I think I could do it. I think I can figure this out on my own, and was looking at what materials to use, what to make it very economical. I basically use hot glue for everything. This whole cosplay has been put together by hot glue. These rings, it's like a cheapy ring I had. I put hot glue, I put the stone on top. Listen, hot glue works. It does great things. And so I just was like, with my mini hot glue, it's not even a fancy one. It was like, which I want to get a fancy one now, because now that I used it for everything, it's going to be my go-to thing for everything else I do. I thought about it. I like making things quickly. I don't have time to wait for things to dry, to create like super complicated things or learn how to use certain sewing things. Like, no, I don't have time for that. I'm sorry. I'm doing this out of passion, out of creating art, but I'm not that type of person that is super intricate with like, that's not me. I'm kind of like, I want it now. And so I was very excited. It took me 3 days, mainly because I was busy. I actually got sick. So it's just been one thing after the other. And of course, getting the inspiration was so last minute, and I decided to make this cosplay. I'm also doing a tutorial on it for you guys if you want to make it. I think it's easier than it looks. This is the crown. I don't know how to put a crown on screen, like how to tilt it, but anyways, here it is. This is the crown. And you might think like, oh, it looks super complicated, Liz. Like, I'm not doing that. Skip. No, don't skip. Because I promise you, this is not as hard as you think it is. So the first thing that I did was like, how do I make this without having to do geometry and like all these shapes and like all this. Take a picture of screenshot of like Gal Gadot's crown, resize it, turn it into black and white, print it until you reach the size that you think looks exactly like the movie one, which I saw like half was here and half was up. So I was like, this is the size. Print it right here. And then you make a smaller one for the side, and even smaller one, and a smaller one. And then you have a mocking thing. A mock, not mocking. But this was my mock. And the cool thing about it is that you can put it on and kind of measure your head. And then you're like, this is it. This is the size I need. So you can adjust it. And I glued every little, I put it together with tape. Just like, oh, this one goes here. Or this one needs more space because my head is way bigger than I thought. And towards the back, I had it like a thing. This is like the back of the crown. And had glued the sides together. Let me show you inside. I think this is the hot glue sections that united, because I kind of like cut it and I left it. I have it in the tutorial, so you'll see it. I made it like the triangle and then a little lip so I can connect them. And just like that, I was like, oh, this is cool. And how I was able to, let me put this on. I feel like royalty when I put it on. I was able to buy these sheets that were like $10 or something for a big pack, and they're transparent sheets. Put this thing and I traced over it. And what I like about this crown is that when you cast iron or gold or whatever this crown is made out of, like in the movie, like let's say, I don't know, it's iron and with glass. Whenever you do that stuff, it's never very clean, like perfect line. And that's what I like about this crown. If you look at the details of it, it's kind of not messy, but it's kind of like not perfectly straight, which is great for me because my hot glue gun that I had was thick, and I wish I had the little one that's for detailed thing, but it kind of worked out because I made it black and then I made a thin line of silver so it looks like cast iron or silver or whatever. And I like that. I like the rawness of it. It's like raw. And then this stone right here, I actually painted the stone, and then on top of that I added hot glue so it looks like a stone. I didn't want it to look like glass. I wanted to look like this one right here and these two in the section of the crown. I feel like they're stones. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what they are, but I do feel like they're stones. So if you want to do it that way, you can do it. Or if you want to just do stained glass, you can do that too. But in my video, or what I did, is this section here is stone. I'm inspired. I feel like she's all about stones. Like for the paint, I basically use acrylic markers. Lifesavers. I love acrylic markers, and I kind of like drew acrylic and then dab 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 sponge, and I use the sponge method because I feel like it gives that vibe of glass, stained glass. It's not like a perfect brush stroke or like a perfect symmetrical like thing. No, it's kind of like all over the place, and that's what makes it look like that. And it dries so quickly. It dries so quickly. I love it. The hot glue dries extremely quickly, and the acrylic markers dry extremely quickly. I'm talking about in a minute. It dries in a minute. So I'm able to finish, I don't know, I don't want to say a number, but I feel like per triangle 15 minutes. I don't know, maybe. Don't quote me on this. I have to calculate it. When I was done, there's this acrylic markers also that came in the package made out of metal. So if it was like a purple one, I would add purple metal and then dab dab dab. So it has the actual color, and then it also has the metal, and then that's it. Super simple. It's simpler than when I'm explaining to you. Also in the back, because it's like wobbly, I added this little shish kebab sticks and it makes it more sturdy and stay up. You can walk with it and stuff and do movements, and it doesn't wobble, and it's great. And it shines at the end. I bought Mud Punch. Mud Punch is great. It comes usually like you dab and you like paint, but they have a spray version of it, and it's with gloss. And so I went outside, put this crown in my grass, I sprayed it, and in less than 5 minutes it was dry already. You could definitely do it in one day, and it's all gonna dry for you very quickly. That is the sting, because you can see that it captures light so well. I'm so excited. Pattern, no nothing. I was like, this makes sense. Just using common sense, items that were cheap and just whatever works for me from my experience, like my acrylic markers, and boom, there you go. I've been trying to do more crafting these days. I've been trying to create versus consuming more, and it's been great to getting to know that side of me that I never let it out. And obviously now I'm like having FOMO because I see everybody posting their Snow White stuff, and I couldn't go to the premiere. Disney was kind enough to invite me to it, but unfortunately because of the timing and the last minute and the flying, I wasn't able to go. And you know, I just have to trust that God has the best intention for me, and I just go with the flow. I'm not gonna be like, because there's been so many amazing opportunities, and I love Disney so much, and I'm very grateful just of the idea to have gotten that email, and like very, very means a lot to me, more than you think. It's like I cosplay Wonder Woman because she's amazing, and now I'm gonna cosplay the Evil Queen because it looks amazing, and because you guys have requested it, and because I'm going to the movies with my daughter, and because I'm intense, and if I'm gonna do it, might as well just go all out, right? This poor guy, like today he got tortured with my heat gun. He got like a little bump, but you know how she has that thing? I was looking at pictures and I'm like, how am I gonna do that? It's very difficult. So I bought a hijab, I hope I'm saying it correctly, perfect for what I needed. It's like the hijab undercap, it's called, because I was looking at ski masks and stuff. I was like, no, that's too thick, this and that. Was like, how do I make this feel like that leather latex feel that it has. And so I came up with the idea of using the puff paint. I like brushed it, and then I used the heat gun to dry it quickly. That's when like I melted the head. I'm so sorry. And then I did like all the little designs that I saw from the picture, and literally, guys, it's perfect. It's literally like it could not be more perfect, and I'm in shock. Okay, even like having that rubberized thing allow me to like cut it and make it perfectly straight. I came up with that idea, like literally I was like, hold on, what if I do this after I cut it? And I was ready to just wear the black, and like it looks so well with the crown when I put it together. I haven't finished the bottom of it, so today I wanted to kind of do like a makeup test and transition, which is the makeup test. I know it's gonna look good because I'm good at makeup, and that's just what I do. I'm gonna tap myself in the back. Love doing makeup, and I don't have to transform a lot to look like Gal, so that's a plus. And so I've been looking at the makeup artist Sarah Brock, and she's posted like some amazing shots of, you know, so I've been like screenshotting here and there, and so I will do that. I'm not gonna do a tutorial tonight. If you guys want a tutorial, write it in the comments. I'll show you all the details, all the tools, like the colors I use to make it look exactly like the evil queen. I never done sewing, I never done patterns, I never done any of that. So I took an old turtleneck shirt that I had and cut it all open, like to where all the sewing was, and it was like dissecting it basically, and like, oh, this is this. So I put it on top of the material, and I kind of left a little more space, you know, and then I glue it together, bro. It is amazing. Like, this is the back. Like, I put Velcro to close the back. Look, the Velcro came off. I don't know anything about sewing, so when it comes to tutorials, don't ask me. I'll show you what I did. If you're lazy like me, listen, hot glue is great. And if you just want to do some pictures and like be silly, why not? I did arms. These are arms. Like, I glue it from the inside. It's a sleeve. It's an actual arm. Yo, how cool is that? No, this is not the exact color, but I went to this place called Fabric World in Miami because Joann's store is closing, and what they have left, I'm not gonna even go. But I was looking at the sequins, at the black and like bluish ones. Bro, it was like $54 a yard. I saw this one and it was $30 a yard, but it was 50% off. And I'm like, give me that. Give me 4 yards of that. Because I'm not going to waste so much money. Even now, I'm like, man, that was a lot of money for me to experiment on something. But it turned out well. But I didn't use it all because I didn't finish all the dress and the arms and stuff. Maybe I will do it correctly with sewing because I have a sewing machine. But so far, this works. And I have this and the arms, and then I opened the back to where I could fit through. And listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let me know your thoughts about this movie. I haven't seen it. I want to know if you're gonna make the crown. I want to know. I really do. Look, it moves perfectly. I can rock and roll with this. I can rock and roll with this. Voila. Here it is. This is the look. I use eyelash glue. I think this makeup turned out perfect, guys. I think this is it. Obviously the dress is different, but I think you probably had this dress somewhere. The dresses I know, Sim or like one of these places are gonna make it. They're definitely gonna make it, and so I'll get it once it's done, once it's out and about, or commission it or something. But this is definitely, I'm proud of my crown. I'm definitely gonna wear it to convention. The crown is convention worth taking, and it's comfortable, and so is this. I'm very happy overall. And